Illuminators, good evening. Welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of Illumi's Stories. Tonight, we're going to go into the case of Goo Hara and the issues surrounding the inheritance of her estate. The main players in this case are, of course, Goo Hara, Goo Hara's brother, and Goo Hara's birth mother. It's reported that Goo Hara's birth mother left Goo Hara, Goo Hara's brother, and their dad when they were only in or around elementary school. Goo Hara's brother states that after Goo Hara passed away, Goo Hara's mother showed up out of nowhere and demanded for half of Goo Hara's estate. I'm sure a lot of you, as soon as you heard that, were like, what? How is that even possible? If she wasn't in the picture, how can she just come out of nowhere and get all that money? We're gonna go into all of that. But first, why don't we go into a little bit of the background of the main person here, who is Goo Hara. Illuminators, it's been an absolute ride going through Illumi's stories with all of you. Can't wait for the future ones. Make sure you click that subscribe and bell button. Now, diving into Goo Hara's history. Goo Hara was a very hardworking and passionate individual. Her dream was to become an entertainer. Despite the fact that she didn't have the ideal circumstances, she worked incredibly hard, and ultimately, she joined the girl group Kara. Kara achieved immense success, not just in Korea, but outside Korea as well. And in a time where K-pop was not nearly as big as it is now. Now, with this success came a lot of money and fame. It stated that when Goo Hara was only around 18, 19, 20 years old, she bought a whole ass building in straight cash. Now, in dollar amounts, this building was reported to be, close to the millions range, the 9-digit figures. She bought it in straight cash. She made it rain. She got a lot of success and recognition. And, even I've seen her in real life. I saw Kara perform in real life a long time ago. And for anyone who's seen her, you'll know that she is an amazing performer. And as soon as you see her, you just know that she got there with pure passion and hard work. Now, Goo Hara did not experience just success and fame. There were a lot of hardships that she had gone through. A lot that some of you may know about. She had the terrible, terrible incident with her reported ex-boyfriend. She got an ample amount of hate and terrible comments online. She had to struggle with the concerns of being a celebrity who was not at beginning stages of their career anymore. And last but not least, her family issues. Once again, it's reported that Goo Hara had not been with her mother since elementary school. Her mother had reportedly left their entire family then and had almost no contact with them. However, in writings that Goo Hara had done, it's likely that Goo Hara missed her mother or some sort of motherly warmth that she was unable to have. Now, moving on to the main issue here. Goo Hara last year tragically passed away, and the reported cause is suicide. After she had passed away, Goo Hara's mother has retained lawyers, and her side is reportedly claiming half of Goo Hara's estate, or half of the property that Goo Hara had. Once again, you guys might be like, how's that possible? Like, yeah, she gave birth to Goo Hara, but she essentially had nothing to do with her. Now guys, let me tell you a little bit about trust and estates law. Say there's a person and they do not have a will. In that case, succession laws kick in. Meaning, if a person passes away and there's property that they had, that property will pass on to what we would generally think of as the closest family member. Now, in many jurisdictions, it would be your spouse, then children. However, if you don't have a spouse or children, the next in line would be the parents. In this case, it's the parents because Goo Hara did not have a husband or wife and she didn't have children. Now, here's the main issue. A lot of you are going to say, but that's so unfair. The mom was never there. The point is that it doesn't matter. Now, there are cases where courts and the law will rule that, no, even if you're next in line for succession, you can't have it. But those circumstances are very, very extreme. For example, those circumstances would only kick in if, for example, a person who would have inherited something murdered the person who had the property, or if they falsified a will. For example, if, a mother somewhere created a will stating who gets what without the other person's permission. So now, if it's true that, Goo Hara's birth mother left her when she was extremely young and provided no support at all, many may argue that that's a terrible enough circumstance where you shouldn't get any of Goo Hara's money, but with what we have in the law right now, it's not extreme enough. That's why Goo Hara's brother is doing two things. First, a lawsuit has been filed in order to reduce the amount that Goo Hara's mother would get. Now, how effective or successful this lawsuit will be, I don't know. The fact remains that as the law stands right now, the mother is next in line, and the mother and dad would get half and half. Oh, by the way, it's reported that Goo Hara's dad will not personally be getting any of Goo Hara's estate. He chose to do that. The second thing that Goo Hara's brother is doing, he's trying to literally change the law. He's trying to make a Goo Hara Act. He's literally going to the lawmakers of South Korea, the legislators, and asking that the law be changed. From what I understand, he's trying to widen the scope of the special circumstances where a person who would have otherwise inherited property wouldn't be able to. So this man is making big moves. He's literally going to the people who write the law to say, hey, change this for us. Now, this is striking a chord with a lot of Korean citizens because it's not new. It's happened during the extremely tragic Sewol ferry incident where many young Korean youth passed away. And then after they passed away, parents who were not with them or otherwise abandoned them suddenly showed up out of nowhere to try to get some sort of proceeds. From what I understand, it could have came from like insurance proceeds or something. So guys, that's the issue for today. I don't know where this is gonna go. From what I understand, I don't think Goo Hara's mom has ever made any statements to the media or public. It's probably not a good idea for her. Her attorney probably told her not to say a word. because in this situation, it'd be very, very hard to get any sympathy from the public by talking to them. Regardless, all in all, it's tragic that this has to happen, but I know that it happens a lot in this world. Also, this case hits a little different for me because I've seen Goo Hara perform in real life. And utmost props and respect to her other Kara members. But if you see them together on stage, Goo Hara is definitely the performer. Without a doubt. Anyways, guys, I guess we'll just have to see where the case goes. I just hope that, the results are one in which justice and, fairness prevails. Illuminators, that was the final episode of Season 1 of Illumi's Stories. What a ride. What a ride. Thank you so much for everyone who commented and really, went on this roller coaster with me. Now, I have to go back to my labyrinth. There are a lot of cases to be studied and analyzed. Take care.